Hey, this is Rick Santiago. I'm the COO of Acurus, and I wanted to spend a little time talking a little bit more about pro tips for ASPEQT and how to use it to calibrate an Acurus theater. One of the things I want to go into today, though, is a little bit of a corner case, but you're going to find it useful, and that is every once in a while you're going to run into a situation where you've got only one or maybe a couple speakers that you want to recalibrate for some reason. Maybe you changed speakers, or you changed their location, or you simply just want to redo part of the layout in terms of calibration. ASPEQT has a facility for that, and usually the way to run that is you're going to go through the setup process. By now you've connected the microphones. By the way, if you haven't seen the previous video on how to connect your ASPEQT microphones and what that process looks like, be sure to watch that before you watch this next part. So as you get past the point of connecting the microphones, then you're going to get into selecting the target EQ curve for the room. And then finally, just before calibrating, you're going to have the parameter setup page. And on that parameter setup page, instead of saying begin measurements, which will just calibrate the entire layout, hit that modify EQ layout button. That's going to take you to a page that shows the layout. And on that layout page, there's going to be two buttons. One of them that shows how you can select, and the other one deselect all of the speakers in your layout. So let's say you want to only calibrate 2 or 3 speakers in the layout. Maybe it's the front, left, center, right. You would hit the deselect all button to turn off calibration for all of those other speakers. And then you would selectively click on directly on those left, center, and right speakers on the layout. So as you can see, when that happens, you're going to exit that page by hitting the confirm button. That'll take you back to the parameter setup page, and then you can go ahead and begin measurements on the parameter setup page. And when you do that, what's going to happen is you're going to see on the layout on the screen that ASPEQT is going to just calibrate those speakers that you just selected. Now, a couple important points: it's not going to erase the settings on the rest of the speakers. So these are just going to be calibrated again, and only those speakers that you selected will be recalibrated in this process. So that's going to save some time. You're not going to have to go through and do the whole layout. Another thing that I might point out too is just in general, when using ASPEQT, if you use IL Tools, which is our free tool that's available off our website to do firmware updates and other things. You can also use IAL tools to perform a backup of the processor, let's say before and after each calibration, or at critical points when you say, hey, I've got a bunch of settings that I want to preserve. It's dialed into a good point. Go ahead and do a backup settings through IL tools, because at that point you can always restore it at will, and that includes all the EQ parameters that you're setting up with ASPEQT. So I hope that was helpful. It may not be a situation that you run into very often, but when you do need it, it's going to be something that saves time and makes it easy to recalibrate a part of the layout, whether it be speakers or subwoofers or just some individual things that may have changed. So stay tuned for more videos on pro tips for using ASPEQT, and thanks for watching. This is Rick Santiago with Acurus. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like it, and make sure that you let us know in the comments if there's any other videos that you'd like to see from us. We would love educating you about how to create the best, most immersive cinemas using our Acurus products and our ASPEQT calibration system. Thanks.